Sweet children, you are greatly fortunate because God is giving you an education that has not been studied even by, you're receiving a study that's not even been received by,
the great scholars,
and what else?
Sages.
sages, and holy men.
Yes, the rishis or the munis. Question. Which destiny in the drama do you children know about, but people of the world do not know about?
The world has to be destroyed.
You know that the flames of destruction are going to emerge from this sacrificial fire of knowledge of Rudra. The whole of this old world is now going to be sacrificed into it. No one can prevent this destiny. This is the imperishable sacrificial fire of Rudra in which the horse is sacrificed and all the paraphernalia will be sacrificed. We will not return to this impure world. This destiny is not created by, this destiny of destruction is not created by
God.
by God. But it is the destiny created in the drama. You say, well, why is it like that? Who created? Why was it created that way? But it's eternal. There was no question somebody sat there and thought about it. Let's put this scene in the drama. The general overview of the drama, the rules, the energy, how things work is all there. And then every one of you gets to drop down onto the stage and affect change on that. And that's all predestined. Song, look at your face in the mirror of your heart. Om Shanti. You children are human beings. This is a world of human beings. At this time, you are the humans who belong to the
Deity.
close Brahman knowledge. Father gives teachings to souls. You souls are now aware of your original religion. I, the soul, make this body function. This is the chariot of the soul. Just as the Father rides in this chariot, so you souls are also riding in chariots. You're a charioteer. It's just that souls have forgotten the knowledge of being embodiments of peace and their residence being the incorporeal world. We receive these bodies here. Talk to yourselves in this way. It'll detach you from matter and you'll stand back and be an observer more than a participant. Father says you souls are embodiments of peace. If you want to sit in peace, then consider yourselves to be souls who are the residents of the land of peace. You can sit in peace for a little while. People ask for peace. The soul says, my mind wants peace. However, people don't know that they are souls. They have forgotten this. There's the story of the queen who searched everywhere for her necklace that was around her neck. Her necklace is like searching for peace. It's around your neck, but you don't even realize it. Father explains, peace is your original religion. You children understand that you souls are embodiments of peace and that you have come here to play your parts. When you become detached from those organs, you souls are peaceful. So as long as you're in a body and the body's impure, you cannot be peaceful. A soul can remain in his religion of peace for as long as he wants. If you don't want to work for your body, just sit down peacefully. At least don't cause commotion, upheaval, and conflict. This is real peace. You don't have to search for it. Your original religion is peace. You're now playing your parts here. You've come to know from the Father that you've played your parts of 84 births. No one knows about the cycle of 84 births. Only you children understand this. At first, we were Sun Dynasty kings and subjects. Then we went into the Moon Dynasty and the Merchant Dynasty, and then finally in the Shudra Dynasty. We now have to become part of the Sun Dynasty once again. You children now know the beginning, middle, and end of the world. You are greatly fortunate. Just to know this knowledge, you're so fortunate to recognize God, just to understand it. You're so fortunate to share it with someone. Oh my God, the fortune. The Father explains everything to you accurately. This is the path of salvation. Explain to everyone that the bestower of salvation for all is one. You now know that Baba is enabling you to receive salvation for 21 births. People outside don't know these things at all. Only you Brahma Kumars and Kumaris know this. Some ask you BKs what you know. there should be a test to find out whether someone is a Brahmin or not. Okay, so you take the course, then you should have to write an exam, and then we'll mark your exam and decide if you're a Brahmin. If you are the children of Brahma, a lot of people would fail if they take the test now. If you are the children of Brahma, you must definitely know about this world cycle. Do you know the Father, the Creator? The Rishis and Munis neither know the Creator nor the creation. Therefore, they are all
Senseless.
Yes.
atheists. You too were atheists. You too did not know the Father, the Creator, or the beginning, middle, and end of the creation. It is those who are uneducated who go to school. They would then say that they learned such and such, this and that at school. You are now studying the godly study. The Supreme Father, Supreme Soul is teaching you. Your intellects have to understand this. Only the one Shiv Baba is the creator. It says in the scriptures that Rudra's created a sacrificial fire of knowledge. However, there is no difference between Rudra and Shiva, the Supreme Soul. It also says that the flames of destruction emerge from the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. It is just that they have put Sri Krishna's name instead of the name of
Shiv Baba.
Rudra Shiva. It is the same Gita. They say that the flames of destruction emerge from this sacrificial fire of knowledge. Therefore, the sacrificial fire of this knowledge is for the sole purpose of attaining
Sovereignty.
self-sovereignty. This old world is to be sacrificed into it. They put all their offerings into a sacrificial fire. They sacrifice everything. So the whole of the old world will be sacrificed into the sacrificial fire of the knowledge of Rudra. So it's a fascinating thing, this whole game and the sacrificial fire. Everything has to be sacrificed. The sooner you do it, the more reward fortune you get for doing it. If you wait to the end, you get less, even if you give more. The value of the donation is according to how long when you sow it, because depending on when you sow it, you keep getting fruit. You get residual income. So the sooner you sow, the more residual income. Okay? This world is to be destroyed. You know that there will also be natural calamities. Let all of this knowledge sit in your intellects. Shiv Baba says, only I have all the knowledge
In
my intellect. The Father is the truth, the sentient being, and the ocean of knowledge. He knows the beginning, the middle, and end of the world. They're translating shit for sentient being, right? We would have said aware, but sentient is more refined or more detailed version of aware. He knows the beginning, middle, and end of the world. Rishis Munis say that they neither know the creator nor the creation. When people ask you, what do you tell them here? You tell them. Great Rishis and Munis say they don't know the creator or the beginning, middle, and end of the creation. We now know what they themselves did not know. No one but the Father, the Creator, can explain the secrets of the beginning, middle, and end of creation. Only the Creator can explain that. You know that there is a queen bee and that all the other bees follow her. They have such a deep relationship with the queen, the mother. When the unlimited Father comes, he takes all the children back with him. You know that Baba has come and that he will take all of us souls back with him to the land of peace. And it's hard to play the role of queen plus soldier ant. That's why they delegate all the different duties, right? And they're all made slightly different. Then our parts will start again in the golden, just like bees, queen bee and the soldier bees. Then our parts will start again in the golden age. We are now claiming this deity status in order to play these parts. You human beings come here to claim the status of deities. All the virtues have to be imbibed here. You have to become like
Sugar.
Huh?
Milk and sugar.
Lakshmi and Narayan. No one can see them except in a divine vision. You know that you will now become Sun Dynasty deities. Your intellects are aware of how the kingdom of heaven is established. There was the kingdom of the deities in the Golden Age, but people have portrayed the devils, etc., in the Golden Age. Even in the kingdom of the deities, they show devils. No one knows how pure Bharat was. People just sing the praise. You are full of all virtues. They even bow their heads in front of their idols. Many temples have been built to them, but they do not know how or when the original eternal deity religion of the Golden Age was established. How did Bharat, that was so elevated, become so degraded? No one knows this. They say that destiny has already been created. I mean, you're seeing everything, the wokeness of the world, the destruction of the world, the lack of unity in the world. What do they all have in common? All the number of sensitive people who cannot control their feelings. So when you lose control of your feelings, your world gets destroyed. No different than inventing nuclear bombs. It's the feelings that are going to make you launch them. How did Bharat, that was so elevated, become so degraded? No one knows this. They say that destiny has already been created. Destiny of what? They don't even understand this. If they were to understand the destiny of the drama, they would understand who the creator and director of the drama is. They simply say that it is the destiny of God, whatever happens in the drama. When one speaks of a drama, one should also know the beginning, middle, and end of the drama. You can't know a drama by simply
Reading it?
Huh?
Reading about it?
reading a book. You have to go and see the drama. It was printed in the newspapers that a play has been created about the divine activities of Sri Krishna. However, no one can understand anything without first seeing it. When they see it, they can then understand everything that happens in that drama. You children now understand the drama. People also say that this cycle of the history and geography of the world continues to turn, but no one knows how it turns. The names of all the sages are written: golden, silver, copper, iron ages, and then this confluence age. However, people have understood this to mean that God comes in every age. There is also a confluence of
Silver and copper.
silver and copper ages, golden and silver ages. But that confluence doesn't have any importance. Nothing happens there at that time. Only you know how the Golden Age Sun Dynasty hands over the kingdom to the Moon Dynasty. It isn't that the Moon Dynasty conquered the Sun Dynasty. No, the Sun Dynasty king and queen apply a tilak of fortune on the kingdom of the Moon Dynasty, King Ram and Sita, king and queen Ram and Sita. And then seat them on the throne. They step well and they invite them to come sit on the throne. Very royal. They then receive the titles of King Ram and Queen Sita. Who gave them those titles? It would be said that the Sun Dynasty transferred it, saying, "You now rule the kingdom." So that's how royal things should be in the Brahma Kumaris.
So are they aware like this is changing kingdom? This no longer belongs to the royal family. It goes to the subject.
Nobody thinks anything belongs to them, not even the royal family.
Mm.
Every soul is a master.
So the last Lakshmi Narayan, they don't pass it on to their children for a reason, right?
Yeah, they know. They know. The conscience knows who's more pure, who's more capable. I mean, if you look at Dadiji ruling over the expansion compared to Brahma Baba, anyone who knows the life stories knows Brahma Baba was the most elevated, but who had to deal with more expansion, more problems, more headaches. Dadiji. You know, like he'll say in the morning, it isn't Brahma Baba's part to go and give knowledge to everyone. It isn't Brahma Baba's part to rule a kingdom of 2 million plus people. You now rule the kingdom. You children have seen this scene in divine visions. It isn't that a battle takes place. The kingdom is now given to them just as a kingdom would be handed over. The Sun Dynasty washed the feet of the Moon Dynasty and apply a tilak of sovereignty on them. And, if a last minute soul, from the foreign lands, as Daddy always said, comes and takes knowledge and is going to, um, come in the golden age, then clearly you won't be able to say, oh, to come in the golden age, you had to be there in the original jewels. It would be unfair. You didn't even have an awareness to make a choice like that. So it can't be totally like that. The Sun Dynasty washed the feet of the Moon Dynasty and apply a tilak of sovereignty on them. So royal, so loving. There are no gurus and saints there. It's in the intellects of you children that you are becoming those with divine nature. Normally, the guru or the saint would handle the transition of the kingdom because it should be connected with purity, right?
How do they know to give the name Ram and Sita?
I don't know. They come up with it. Just like how do you know to name what you name your kids? It's not like they can make a wrong choice, right? So it's not about, you see, again, you're trying to understand soul consciousness and body consciousness. It's not a question of how anything. It's a question like Shiv Baba. Why doesn't he stutter and go, let me think about it? Why do you never see Shiv Baba do that when he speaks to Murli?
So the soul conscious is always
He's always
speaking the
soul
same.
conscious. So anyone soul conscious knows exactly what word to speak in any situation. That's the fantastic part about soul conscious. And that's what makes it so happy in heaven. Right? It's not like, oh, like, how did they know? There's no how. There's none of these questions. It's in the intellects of you children that you're becoming those with divine natures. It will be so happy, and we will be so happy in the Sun and Moon Dynasty kingdoms. Baba is removing us from sorrow and taking us into happiness. So you should be feeling happy about that. Otherwise, you're missing the whole point of why he came. No one else can make us happy. Sages themselves want to go to the land of peace. The Father says, I even uplift those sages and take them all to the land of peace. So there are different sections. In the swarm of mosquitoes, there's the Rishis and Muni section that is going to be dropped off in peace. Sannyasis only come in the copper age. Only we deities will be in heaven. There are different sections there. The section of the Sun Dynasty is separate from the section of the Moon Dynasty. Then there are also sections for those of Islam, the Buddhists, sannyasis, etc., who continue to come. All of them have their separate sections. When we used to rule, no one else existed there. Such a number-wise rosary is also created in the incorporeal world. The first community is of those who belong to the original eternal deity religion. All the other communities emerged later. This is the greatest community of all. The greatest community in history is this deity community. All of the other founders of religions that come emerge from this one tree. Then the Buddhists come, and then the Christians come. We have now fallen down. We have to play our parts of 84 births. Those who are now the last number will then become the first number. Because the deities are now impure, they cannot call themselves deities. Deities are worshipped, and this proves that they belong to that community. The Sikhs believe in Guru Nanak. They belong to his genealogical tree. Our genealogical tree in the Golden Age is the first one, where there is no higher genealogical tree than this one. We belong to the highest and high community. We experience the maximum happiness. Something wrong with the camera? We experience the maximum happiness. So if we collectively experience the maximum happiness, how come you don't see very many happy Brahmins? Shouldn't you guys be happy like all day long? Why do we get the most happiness? Because we're the ones who experience the most sorrow. We are the same ones who then become poverty stricken. We're the ones who continue to incur debt. We were so wealthy, have now become so poor. So Brahmins have spent more money than anybody else. Brahmins have had the most resources to spend. Brahmins have wasted more money than anybody else. Brahmins have accumulated more wealth than anyone else. We have lost everything. This is the land of sorrow. The Father is now making you into master of that land of happiness once again. All the rest will go
Home.
to the land of peace. You experience happiness for half the cycle. All the rest stay in peace. They want to go into liberation. Sannyasis consider happiness
The droplets.
to be like droppings of a crow. Do you get the metaphor? Crow droppings, bird droppings are very temporary. They actually don't smell very good. And crow droppings, bird droppings don't actually make anyone happy. They don't have any experience of the land of happiness. You have that experience. They even sing its praise. Well, because of becoming impure, they had forgotten the praise. Father now reminds you, O residents of Bharat, you belong to the deity religion. You changed your name in the Copper Age. Those who belong to the deity religion have now become impure. They continue to sing, O purifier, come. Father has told you for how many births you were in the pure world, for how many births you were in the impure world. You now have to go to that pure world once again. This is the study place of all study places. It is a sacrificial fire of all sacrificial fires. The whole of the old world is to be finished in this sacrificial fire. They still burn Holika, female demon memorial. All of those festivals refer to this time. The soul will leave and the body will be destroyed. None of the sannyasis can give you this knowledge. Some things are mentioned in the Gita, but they are like a pinch of salt in a sack full of flour. The knowledge disappears. Sri Baba says, I created this sacrificial fire into which you sacrifice your bodies, minds, and wealth. You die alive. Anybody enjoying this experience of dying alive? Not one, eh? I You have to learn to experience to enjoy it, no? Only at this time do you receive this knowledge of how to die alive. Acha, to you sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance, and good morning from the mother, the father, Baptata. The spiritual father says namaste to your spiritual children, and
the spiritual children say namaste to the spiritual father.
yes, so happily whilst dying. Essence for Dharna, number one. In order to go to the land of happiness, make your nature divine. Remain cheerful by keeping the secrets of the beginning, middle, and end of the drama in your intellect. How do you stay happy and cheerful in the day? By churning, thinking about all the things Baba told you about this unlimited drama. If you start with identical repetition, you're probably going to not be very happy. You have to think of all the wonderful things first, and then you go, oh, and it's all going to repeat identically. Explain these secrets to everyone. Number two, in order to attain self-sovereignty, sacrifice
Charity.
Body and wealth.
body, mind,
And wealth.
and wealth into this unlimited sacrificial fire whilst you are alive. Transfer everything to the new world. Pay it forward. What are you going to do with all this? Blessing. May you be a true yogi and be shown with a third eye on your forehead. In the memorials, a third eye is shown. What's he's shown doing, depicted as doing. How is it doing?
Intense.
Hmm?
He's in intense tapasya.
So he's sitting in yoga.
Yeah.
So may you be a true yogi and be shown with the third eye on your forehead. In the memorials, a third eye is shown on the forehead of yogis. You true yogi children must use your intellects to stay constantly in the company of the one Father in order to show your third eye on your foreheads, in order to depict your, or to be worthy to have the third eye placed on your forehead. One is the Father, the second is I, and there is
Nothing else in between.
and no third person. When you have such a stage, others will see your third eye. If a third person enters your intellect, guess what?
Crowded.
Your third eye would then close.
Mhm.
So to make sure that your third eye remains open, you have to remember that there mustn't be any third person.
Mhm.
Slogan. To be full of questions means to become distressed and to distress others. A million questions Brahmins have. Okay? Means it stresses you out, questions. Om Shanti. Avyat Signal. A person is given a title according to the actions he performs. If your actions are elevated, you will be given the title of an elevated jewel. In order to become an elevated jewel, both virtues of simplicity and tolerance are needed in your
words and actions.
thoughts, words, and actions. If there's simplicity but not tolerance, then two, you cannot be said to be elevated. As well as having simplicity, you also need to be, what's the slogan?
Tolerant.
Tolerant. So be simple and be tolerant. Om Shanti.